2022 North Dakota Lions All-Star Basketball Series player profile with us now from West Fargo High School. That is Brett Limke. And Brett, before I ask you, what does it mean to get nominated to an All-Star game like this? What does it mean, though, for you to have two teammates with Nick and Fode with you as well from West Fargo High School one more time playing in this All-Star game?
It's gonna be great. I had a lot of fun playing with those guys this last year. I just enjoy every minute I've had with them. They've been a blessing in my life, and just to know I get one more time to play with those guys. Obviously Nick, I'm gonna play against him in college, and that's like a brother to me. I've grown up watched that guy grow, and he's improved so much. And seeing Fode come in, it was great. He gave us the boost we really needed, and I'm so happy for him. And to play with both those guys one more time, it's just a true blessing for me, and I can't wait.
Let's talk about the family dynamics too. Obviously, I know your dad obviously has been around the game a long time. You have Gannon as well from HCV, part of this. So, what does it mean to kind of have those family ties in this type of a basketball All-Star series, Brett?
Oh, that's awesome. I grew up watching the game, obviously with my dad coaching it, and I kind of modeled after a lot of those players. I wanted to be like them when I grew up watching those guys, wanted to play in that game, and obviously me and Gannon being in the same class, we knew uh, if we did our thing, if we worked hard, we could play in the game against each other. And we've been looking forward to this for a long time, and we've been ready for this, and we can't wait. So it's going to be special for not just us, but our whole family. So I'm looking forward to it.
Favorite basketball memory of all time? Is it something at West Fargo? Is it being a fan? Is it maybe something on a travel team, Brett? What comes to mind for you?
Well, I think the obvious answer for me is just the state championship, because it's just that's a once in a lifetime experience, but not even that. It's just everything. I've grown up in travel ball, just seeing all these guys competing with everybody, just all the memories I've made along the way. I made so many memories, good or bad, just I reminisce on it all the time, and it's gone so fast, but I've enjoyed every moment, and I'm just gonna enjoy it one last time with this Lions All-Star game.
Once you get to August and September, this is kind of the swan song of your high school career, so to speak, Brett, representing the Packers. So, what's the next chapter in your life coming up here once we get to the fall?
Yeah, so I'm gonna head to the fall. I'm gonna head down to Dakota State, which is NAI college in South Dakota. I really didn't know about it until their head coach Gary Gardner hit me up in the middle of the season, and I took a visit down there, and I really liked it. And I'm gonna head down there and try it out, and see what happens. But like you said, one last time that I can represent the Packers, and I've grown up in basically that program my whole life, so I'm excited I get to represent them one last time. But then it's off to a new chapter, and I'm really looking forward to it.
There is some people in this all-star game, either from the girls side or the boys side, that have had their parents be maybe a coach in some capacity. And also you get to have Adam Palczewski, who's been your coach for quite some time too at the varsity level. So what have you learned from the game, whether it's been from your dad or from Adam, or maybe from some of your assistants along the way as well, Brett?
I've learned so much from them, not even on the basketball court, but just in life. They've been just great mentors for me, talking to me about everything I could need to know. Like I said, off the court, on the court, whatever it is. And they've showed me so much. And I think AP, my dad, they both push me to be the best I can be. And I'm really grateful for them. And I'm just excited to play one last time for AP. It's gonna be awesome. That's a guy I know I can go to anytime I need him. I can come back and talk to him, and it's gonna be special playing for him one last time. And I'm looking forward to that as well.
You know, the one thing about this that I've been asking a lot of players, Brett, is, if you could go back to your 14-year-old self or talk to someone who's kind of getting into high school, trying to find out what's their next step in their particular journey. Maybe they want to be a player like yourself and have a chance to play in an all-star game in North Dakota as well, or move on to play at the next level. What would be some words of wisdom or some advice that you've gone through this journey already that if you could pass down, what would you have someone tell them, Brett?
I think it's just soak up as much information as you can. Talk to the guys that are older than you. Talk to the upperclassmen that have been through it, that know what it's going to take. I think I love younger guys that come ask me for advice. That shows that you're invested, that you want to get better. When young guys do that, it really shows that they're willing to take that next step to be great. And I think another thing is a lot of guys, when they leave high school, I think they kind of wish, well, I could have done more. I could have been a better player. I could have put more work in. And if you realize that when you're like 14, and you realize if you put in the work now, it will pay off. And you may not be the best player on your team, but if you put in the work, it will assure you, it gives you the best chance to be the best player that you can. I think the more you realize that when you're younger, it's just going to benefit you way more down the road.
So for you two moving on to college, what do you hope to gain out of this? 3, 4 days of practice, guys coming together here. You're playing a couple of games. The A-B rivalry in North Dakota as well. It always gets brought up during this month of July. But what do you hope as a player kind of to gain out of this experience, Brett?
Oh, well, I think the main thing is just, competing against the best that I've grown up playing against. I really just want to push myself to see, where I can go to. Growing up against these guys, you look and you kind of you see what they can do, you see what you can do, and you kind of wish you could stack yourself up against them. Some guys you can't because they're in the West. Some guys can't because they're in the B, and you're like, I wish I could play against them. Now's your chance to kind of prove yourself, and that's what I'm looking forward to, trying to prove myself, prove my worth. I think that's what everyone's there to do, and especially against this Class B team. This is one of the better Class B teams I think we've seen. They're loaded and it's gonna be tough, and we got to find a way to get it done. And I'm just looking forward to the challenge.
You kind of led on to my next question. Is there a particular player that maybe from a Class A standpoint that was a rival or someone from the West that you just didn't get to see a lot of just because there wasn't a lot of crossover games that you're excited to have on your team for this week upcoming?
I don't know if there's anyone in particular. I think playing with all these guys is gonna be great. Obviously, we got a lot of great players on there. I think Mike Nile is great. He's a college basketball player, and he was a huge mismatch for us. I think Trayson, anytime we can play with a Division One athlete, that's going to be awesome. I think those two guys, but everyone on the team, everyone can do something different, even if they're not going to play college basketball. We got a lot of athletes on the team that can do a lot of great things, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do because I know everyone brings something different to the table, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, and on a fun one here, Brett, superstitious. Are you superstitious? And if so, can you take us maybe through what you had to do before you finally got to an opening tip if you were superstitious on game night?
I'm not the most superstitious guy. I kind of always had to get my sub sandwich before the game. It's kind of my pregame meal. It always has me. When you're a little kid, you go to travel ball tournaments. You get that Subway sandwich. And you just kind of run with it till your sports career is over. That's kind of what I've done. And then I used to wear just no undershirt when I was playing. And junior year, I switched to the long sleeve and had a pretty good game the first time I put it on. And ever since that, I was like, it's never coming off. So. We're wearing purple and yellow, I think, for the Lions game, so I might have to go buy a new long sleeve. But yeah, that's kind of my superstition right there.
Okay, last thing, Brett, here. What sandwich? Did you always have the same sandwich every time before a game?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like the most plain eater you can think of. Like it's just white bread, ham, cheese, lettuce. Like it's so plain, but I had to do it because, Subway, it just tastes different when it's from like a restaurant, from some place you go out to eat. So I had to do it.
Hey, Brett, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck moving forward here in the Lions All-Star game, and best of luck at Dakota State as well coming up in the fall.
Thank you. Appreciate it.